Michael, this is the second game of 3 in a row at home. You've banked the first 3 points. Have you talked openly about trying to get 9 by Tuesday night?
No, because we don't. Boring as it sounds, the players get told all the time, there's no 3 points more important than any other 3 points. Every game's got to have the same value now. So whether we play Swindon away, it's the same as Stevenage away. It's 3 points. So they know we don't look too far ahead. We have dissected, with 21 games to go, we did dissect it into 3 sevens. So we're at the start of a new 7 now, obviously with 14 to go. But the focus is always the next game.
And in terms of how last Saturday went, is this Saturday going to be just as difficult? Do Mansfield have the defensive discipline that Orient had?
I think the one thing that they'll be disappointed with Mansfield this year is probably their defensive record. You know, they have conceded quite a few goals, but new managers come in, kept a clean sheet last week, and they've got goals in the team. It's pretty much the same team that just missed out last year. You look at the team, it's the same players. So they're a dangerous, dangerous opponent, I think, because they're in a false position. And they can go to any place in the league and go and stick 3 or 4 on anyone because they've got the players to do it.
When Graham Coughlin was at Bristol Rovers, one of the things he actually tried to do was solidify the defence. Has he improved their defending, do you think?
Well, they've not conceded many goals recently. And I think, like you said, they've obviously changed the manager. Something wasn't right, or they felt that something wasn't right. And it was more their home form. I think their away form's been all right. And like I said, they've scored the same amount of goals as us, maybe 1 less, I think. So and we think we're quite a free scoring team. So that tells you. But the players, you've got people like Danny Rose and Nicky Maynard in the team, and you could put any other 9 behind them. You're always going to have a chance with those 2.
In terms of the way the game went last Saturday, especially the second half, is it giving you 1 or 2 pointers to work on the training ground this week?
I thought we were excellent. I thought it could have been 4 or 5. So it was nice to get it, but I think it was more than deserved. I think it was almost a training exercise in the second half. I thought we were good against the wind. You know, we 2 or 3 really good chances and should have scored more than the 1 that we did. And their goals are fluke. So I thought it was a good. People are looking at it and go, "Oh, you scored in the last minute and you just nicked it 2-1." I didn't think that was the case at all.
From a man management point of view, is the league helping you now? Because it's an easy motivator for the players to look at the table and see what might be possible.
They shouldn't need any motivating now. They've worked too hard for too long to get themselves in a position. And whether we achieve anything or not, but it shouldn't be through lack of trying. The club's not been in this position for a long time. And I've said to the players, they're difficult to come by. Seasons like this don't come around all the time, so grasp it whilst it's here, take advantage of it.
In terms of, again, your own situation, have you got some difficult calls to make? Because, touch wood, you're not too badly off for injuries and illness. You left Jacobs Greaves out at Carlisle, for example, having played a big part in the season. Was that a tough call? Because Will Ball's come in and now done well in the 2 matches he's played.
Those 2 are an obvious example because it's whichever one plays, the other one's going to feel hard done by because they've both been excellent this season. But we've just been going through it on the board downstairs, looking at going through different scenarios. We've got a couple of games coming up and trying to match different things of what you might need. But you pick a starting 11, and then you look at the ones left over, and you're thinking, we've got to whittle that down to 6 subs, outfield subs. So it is tough, but it's not a bad problem to have. It's a difficult one because I'm the big bad wolf when it comes to I've got to tell somebody they're not in the team or they're not in the squad. But hopefully the group is strong enough now to realise that it's never personal. It's what we think as a staff is the right team subs for any one particular game. And it's never a case of we won last week so we'll pick the same team. It's never that easy.
How did you explain to Jacob that you were giving him a breather, or was that effect?
But just be honest with him. I felt he had a slight dip, but the levels that he set were so high. He's 18, 19, he's first year pro, and he's just played 30 league games on the spin. So sometimes it's never a bad thing to come out of it, and he took it the right way, and he's not a bad one to learn off because the one that he's replaced has been unbelievable, the way he's conducted himself. So, and come in, and that's why he's hit the ground running because he's ready to go. So it's all part of his learning. Greaves, he's been top draw. He's been brilliant. So, and the way he's handled the situation has been good as well.
How's Connor?
Yeah, Connor's trained on Tuesday, so we're expecting him to be fit. Obviously, trained today, tomorrow, and we're not expecting any sort of reaction. It was a rib injury, so I'm hoping that it will. It's all fine now.
And just to come back to where we started, supporters might look at that Northampton, Port Vale, Colchester sequence as being important, but you would say, hey, don't take your eye off the next one.
No, I've just said that the players that Mansfield have nearly got them in the top 3 last year. So they are important games, but they're all worth 3 points. It is boring, but you can't prioritise any sort of game. We've got 8 games at home, which is a positive, but that's all it is. Unless we turn up and with the right mentality and deliver a performance, you're not going to get anything.